Hello everyone, my name is Professor Kale Mangal, working as Assistant Professor in ICB Engineering Aurangabad. Today I am going to discuss about the construction and working of helium neon gas laser. Helium neon laser is a type of gas laser in which a mixture of helium and neon gas is used as a gain medium. Gain medium means a glass tube or a discharge glass tube. A gas laser is a type of laser in which a mixture of gas is used as the active medium or a laser medium. Gas lasers are the most widely used lasers. The gas lasers range from the low power helium neon laser to very high power carbon dioxide laser. The helium neon laser are most commonly used in college laboratories, whereas the carbon dioxide laser are used in industrial applications. The main advantage of gas laser over a solid state laser is that they are less prone to damage by overheating, so they can be run continuously. Means there is no effect of heat, means they never damage whenever the heat is increased, so that it run continuously. At the room temperature, a ruby laser will only emit short bursts of laser light, each laser pulse occurring after a flash of pumping light. It would be better to have a laser that emits light continuously. Such a laser is called continuous wave laser. Helium neon laser was the first continuous wave laser ever constructed. It was built in 1961 by Ali Jawad, Heriot at Bell Telephone Laboratory. Helium neon lasers are the most widely used gas laser. These lasers have many industrial and scientific uses and are often used in laboratories demonstration of optics. In helium neon laser, the optical pumping method is not used. Instead, electrical pumping method is used. Means in it, the electrical pumping is used instead of the optical pumping. The excitation of electron in helium neon gas active medium is achieved by passing an electric current through the gas. Helium neon laser operate at the wavelength of 632.8 nanometers in the red portion of visible spectrum, means its wavelength is the 632.8. Construction. The helium neon laser constructed in three essential components, means it having the three essential components. First one is the pump source, second one is the gain medium, and third one is the resonating cavity. Pump source is also called as the high voltage power supply. In order to produce the laser beam, it is essential to achieve population inversion. The population inversion is the process of achieving more electron in a higher energy state as compared to the lower energy state, means as compared to ground state. Generally, the lower energy state has more electron than that of higher energy state. However, after achieving the population inversion, more electrons will remain in the higher energy state than the lower energy state. To achieve population inversion, we need to supply the energy to gain the medium or active medium. The different type of energy sources are used to supply energy to a gain medium. In this laser, the light energy sources such as flash tubes or laser diodes are used as a pump source. However, in helium neon lasers, the light energy is not used as a pump source. In helium neon laser, a light voltage, the direct current power supply is used as a pump source. A high voltage DC supply electric current through the gas mixture of helium and neon. This is the diagram. The gain medium of the helium neon laser is made up of a mixture of helium and neon gas contained in a glass tube at the low pressure. This glass tube is also called the discharge tube, or this is the gain medium. The partial pressure of helium is 1 millibar, whereas that of neon is 0.1 millibar. The gas mixture is mostly composed of helium gas. Therefore, in order to achieve population inversion, we need to excite primarily the lower energy state electron of the helium atom. In helium neon laser, the neon atoms are the active center and have an energy level suitable for a laser transition, while the helium atom help in exciting neon atom. Electrons are provided in a glass tube to send the electric current through the gas mixture. For this process, the anode and cathodes are used. These electrodes are connected to a direct current power supply. In glass tube, the glass tube is placed between the two parallel mirrors. These two mirrors are silvered or optically coated. Each mirror is silvered differently. The left side mirror is partially silvered and is known as output Doppler, whereas the right side mirror is fully silvered and is known as the high reflected or a fully reflecting mirror. The fully silvered mirror will completely reflect the light, whereas the partially silvered mirror will reflect most part of the light but allow some part of the light to produce the laser beam. Working of this laser. In order to achieve the population inversion, we need to supply the energy to gain medium. In helium neon laser, we use high voltage, means a direct current source, as a pump source. A high voltage DC produces energetic electrons that travel through the gas mixture. The gas mixture in helium neon laser is mostly composed of helium atom. Therefore, the helium atom absorbs most of the energy supplied by high voltage DC. When the power is switched on, means whenever the electric current is on, a high voltage of about the 10 kilovolt is applied across the gas mixture. This power is enough to excite the electrons in a gas mixture. The electron produced in the process of discharge are accelerated between the electrode, means between the cathode and anode, through a gas mixture. In the process of flowing through the gas, the energetic electron transfer some of their energy to the helium atom in the gas. As a result, the lower energy state electrons of the helium atom gain enough energy and jump into excited state, or it is a metastable state. Let us assume that these metastable states are F3 and F5. We can see in diagram, whenever we give the high energy to the electrons present in the ground state of helium, then they goes to a excited state F3 and F5. The metastable state electrons of a helium atom cannot return to ground state by a spontaneous emission. Means whenever they goes to a metastable, whenever we give the energy to the ground state level electron, then they goes to a metastable state. But that atoms cannot return to ground state by spontaneous emission. However, they can return to ground state by transferring their energy to the lower energy state electron of the neon atom. Means the helium atom transfer their energy to the neon atom. We can see in the diagram by a slanting arrow. The energy level of some of the excited state of the neon atom are identical to the energy level of metastable state of the helium atom. Let us assume that these identical energy states are F3 E3 and F5 E5. E3 and E5 are the excited state or a metastable state of neon atom. Unlike the solid state, a gas can move or flow between the electrodes. Hence, when the excited electrons of the helium atom collide with a lower energy state, the electrons of neon atom, they transfer their energy to the neon atom. As a result, the lower energy state electron of the neon atom gain enough energy from the helium atom. and jump to the higher energy state, or it is also the metastable state. Whereas the excited electron of the helium atom will fall into the ground state. Thus, the helium atom helps neon atom in achieving population inversion, and this condition of population inversion is responsible for the laser formation. Millions of ground state electrons of the neon atom are excited to the metastable state. The metastable state have the longer lifetime. We know that. Therefore, a large number of electrons will remain in the metastable state, and hence the population inversion is achieved. After some period, the metastable state electrons, means from electron present in E3 and E5 state of the neon atom, will spontaneously fall into next lower energy state, means into E2 and E4, by releasing the photons or red light, and this red light is also called the spontaneous emission. The neon excited electrons continue on to the ground state through a radiative and non-radiative transitions. It is important for the continuous wave operation. We can see in this in a diagram. The light or photons emitted from the neon atom will move back and forth between two mirrors until it stimulates other excited electron of the neon atom and causes them to emit light. Thus, optical gain is achieved. This process of photon emission is called stimulated emission of radiation. The light or photon emitted due to stimulated emission will escape through the partially reflected mirror or output coupler to produce laser light. Now, the advantage of helium neon laser. The first one is the helium neon laser emits laser light in the visible portion of the spectrum. It has high stability, low cost, and operates without damage at high temperature. These are the advantages of the helium neon laser. Disadvantages are it have a low efficiency, it have a low gain, and helium neon laser are limited to low power tasks. Applications of helium neon lasers are these are used in industry, used in scientific instrument, and helium neon laser also used in a college laboratories. Hope so you understand the working, construction, advantage, disadvantage, and applications of helium neon laser. Thank you.